Hello and a very warm welcome to the Grassroots Weekender show on the Sunday. Yes, the Sunday after, wow, one stormy day, should we say. Everything was cancelled. Yeah, I even went up to Jeffrey Humble to have a look and have a cup of tea with the staff. I just didn't check my texts, you go up there and just hope that some games are on, but I found when I was in Jeffrey Humble car park, my car was rocking and rolling sort of thing, with the winds, so you can understand what it would have been like if you tried to get some games on there. And no doubt, if you said they were on, there'd have been many teams who would have turned up to play games, we know that for a fact. The majority wouldn't have. Well, hey ho, it's one of those days. Even the derby, yes, the derby was cancelled. And I feel a little bit disappointed because what happens in this stage of the season, things like that happen, and then it does take out the motivation, the motion of the team. I know it does because it affects everything that goes on now. We know today Chelsea and Arsenal will be going hell for leather to try and make up some ground, because it does make a difference. Now, what would you rather have, the game in hand or the points? Obviously the points, isn't it? So it'll put them on a high, but when you're looking at it, it means now Arteta, I was talking to him down on the Friday, and he was giving Liverpool a warning that they won't keep this pace up. So what makes him so sure that Arsenal will keep the pace up? I really don't know. Is he saying that Arsenal will win every game from now on? I just can't see it. And if you look and watch every single team, even Liverpool, the other day, things will go against them on the field of play. But for now, if you look at the way, like when Liverpool played Newcastle, now it's not biased, it's just one of those games that happens to all teams probably, where a team will give the ball away every bounce, they win in every bounce, deflection, it always goes to the opposition. That's when you know you're in a game. For some reason your own team can't control it, the passing's woeful, it just happens. And I thought that happened the first half, Liverpool and Newcastle, where everything that they seen, if they went for the tackle, it bounced to a Newcastle player. It was just one of those games, and as I said, it's not biasness, it's just that it happens, and you watch, it happens to every team. Just watch the game, your own teams and what have you, and I think you know where I'm coming from. But Arsenal have had the majority of games where it hasn't happened to them yet. They've just gone on and scored the goals. It's got to have a blip. And I'm looking at Fulham today, and I think Fulham are strong because we play them next weekend as well. We will get a bit of a rest. Will that help us? I doubt it, because they always say, the game's always different even in the Champions League. But I think it's been helping us because we've had game after game after game, and we're keeping the run going, the motivation going. Everything is just in order, and then you have a lull, and then it knocks the rhythm out. It really does. That's the way I look at it. And that's how the Premier League can be won or lost. It all depends whether teams can keep the rhythm going, keep the flow going. We've got players coming back. We should have a full strength squad very, very shortly indeed. And it's probably helped, not Arne Slot really, because he was just going, the motivation was there, wasn't it? Everything was right. He knew his team, he knew his squad, and you can pick and choose. But when they're all fully fit, that's when you start thinking, time for change, or is it time for change? But I would just continue with the same formation that he's had. I wouldn't change the goal, I wouldn't change anything. Kelleher the other day in Newcastle, we know, it was one of those things, you only had to jump up and tip it over or put it out for a corner. He knows that, and unfortunately it led to the goal, didn't it? And even the Newcastle player said he didn't even mean it to go in the goal, he meant it for the cross. And it was one of those things, and that's what I was saying about the games. Things will happen for you, and that's what happened against Liverpool. They had the rub of the green, should we say. But hey ho, let's see what happens. It was a bit disappointing for me yesterday. No sporting activities, watching a few games on the TV, and you've got to take your hat off to these teams down the lower end of the table, because they are fighting. They really are. You know, I had to look at Southampton 1-0 loss against Villa. Now that team's trying as well, and nothing's going right for them at the moment. Will they have a run? Every team has a run, or do they? You know, and as they're all saying about Liverpool, every team has a blip. Why should every team have a blip? Why? Dear me, that's what you go to work for. Imagine, okay, you can say if you're on if you're in your job and always something goes wrong in a job. Yeah, I can understand. But these teams, they should be 100% up for it all the time. It's football, and you can keep the motivation going, the rhythm going, if there's something to play for. And Liverpool have got a lot to play for, so keep that rhythm going. And I'm saying other teams as well. But there you go. Yeah, a disappointing day. Even Aintree was off yesterday, the races, and it was just a wild wind. I'm not too sure what damage has been done. Obviously I haven't put the local news on to find out, to see what goes on, and I forgot to, I'll just say that as 7 minutes or something I've been talking for now, and yeah, I think motivation keeps us all going. Look at this, nice cup of tea, Earl Grey. No milk, no sugar, but the tea tastes gorgeous. Everyone's just going, oh, I can't drink black tea. But there's plenty out there who can. Anyway, yeah, so if you're out, lucky enough to be out today, because I don't know whether any games were played yesterday, I doubt it very, very much indeed. Well, there was plenty of games played over the country, so hopefully your league yesterday went brilliant. Loads of respect on and off the field of play. And we're looking forward to some football today. It's a little bit windy, it's cold, but playable. Everyone will be playing. Hopefully you get the kids, or the kids have all been wrapped up. And we'll be out and about at Jeffrey Humble there again, watching one or two teams, talking to a couple of managers. And incidentally, we will be putting out, I'm going for a tournament with Jay and Lee. They're probably two of the best organisers of tournaments, teamed up with me across Merseyside. Great to have them on board. Let's get them going. Tournament on 5th of January, anyone up for it? marathontexttheline.com. It'd be about £60 a team, well, it'll be there. And I'm sure everyone will want to be portraying their skills on the field of play. Yes, a one-day tournament, but I've offered it on the Sunday of the 5th. Let's go for that one if you're interested. As I say, marathontexttheline.com, add me as a friend on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all the social network sites. And we want teams to pay ASAP to get you involved. And while we're on the subject of grassroots football, you heard young Dan here the other day. He'd even read that, you know, look at it. This is a great Christmas stocking filler for the kids. And it doesn't just, it's all year round. It is. It's not just being made for Halloween, for Christmas. It's all year round. And it's Rookie Ref Feeling the Football Fear. And I wrote it. And it's been illustrated by Lauren Mather. And you can see, absolutely brilliant. Great book for the kids. Some great drawings in there as well. Touch lucky meeting Lauren. We've been many years in touch, close with the family. And yeah, it's doing great on Amazon. Over the moon, to be honest. So thank you to everyone who's purchased a copy of Rookie Ref Feeling the Football Fear. And it's all about kids in football teams. It gives it a little mixture there. It gives you the message, a strong message of how to behave on the football field itself and surrounding areas as well. And I don't want to go into detail. I want you to read it because it is a good kids book, and as I say, as one of the ex-players, 9-year-old who actually bought that and come run over and said he thoroughly enjoyed it, and he put his words right to me, and I've got to sign his book. I was supposed to do that yesterday, but games were off. And young Jacob, honestly, I appreciate you purchasing that book. absolutely brilliant, over the moon. And to everyone, as I say, who's purchasing this book as well, and even Sheffield, Tiberius, thank you very much for purchasing the book as well. There's loads and loads. If you purchase it, let me know, I'll give you a mention. And I just thank you so much indeed. My grandkids, they love it as well. How's that? Happy with it, happy with it. Anyway, if you've had football today, I hope it all went so well that you can't, well, it should have gone so well, because teams play on a Saturday and a Sunday, players play on a Saturday and Sunday, so they've all had a little break, so they all be eager. It'll be freezing for us watching as spectators, or it would have been, and also it would have been lovely and warm for the kids, because they do nothing but run around, and I watch most of the kids, and when it's cold and like that, see me, it really is. You've seen the kids half time taking the tops off, swapping over because they're sweating, and that's great. That means that they're really in the game and they're enjoying the game and keeping themselves warm, because it can get a little bit, you know, if some kids aren't in a game, that's when you have to keep your eyes open and watch, especially your goalkeeper. If it's a one-sided game and the goalkeeper is there and not doing anything, you've got to make sure that goalkeeper keeps on their toes and keeps themselves warm. Now we will discuss, or we have been discussing today, regarding all these new changes, and to be honest, I think it'll be a fight back from grassroots football that the FA have come up with. You're going to need more managers, you're going to be splitting teams. You've got 9 players in teams already, and some have 10, because they like to give, you know, both teams a game. But you can't split yourself in 2, you can't manage both teams, and this is what they're going to do: 4v4, 5v5, 6v6, 7v7, 9v9, and then you're going up. I think it's around, the age groups are just, honestly, I'm baffled at it. I really am. If all these facts are right, and I'm looking at them, it's gonna, honestly, it will cause, we thought, and they thought probably, the throw-ins and the heading of the ball would cause mayhem. I'm still getting people saying they hate it at the moment. It's not football. Yet the kids, you could say, oh, the kids are getting used to it. I don't think they are, because they're still getting penalised for heading the ball. You know, so when you get a little bit older and they're going, you've got to go through the stages again where they've got to learn the throw-ins, the heading of the ball. It baffles me. And many of the kids, when it comes to older, heading of the ball now, they've got to get used to that. Whereas they were brilliant headed the ball coming up as youngsters going through. But when you go later, you know, some will be like this at 16 years of age and everyone will go heading. They're not used to it. The throw-ins, you can pick them up easier, yeah, I know that. But all these changes now, where you've got teams with 9 players in, and then you're going where it was 5v5, you're taking another player away, and it's saying that it'll get more touches of the ball, kids will get involved more. Well, if that was the case, why don't we just stop substitutions? You see where I'm coming from? But you can't, can you? Because if one of those children are sick, which they will be, are you saying play with 3 players? Because that's what happens now, you play with 4 and so on. And then that becomes a farce, doesn't it? Because it's 4 against 3. Anyway, a lot of discussion, and there's going to be a lot of work in, and I still apologise. As you can see, covered up, don't cross the line. What we're doing is, in fact I'll take them off for a couple of minutes, because you can see that there's no podcast. We're doing it on DXTL TV from the touchlines on YouTube. That's what you're on. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, because it's free. We want more and more. But I'll tell you what, there'll be loads of subscribers when we start talking about all the changes that the FA are bringing in for 25-26 season. And then we'll have our podcast. I just started on Spotify, just set it all up, and then that goes down with Apple, and hopefully come Tuesday it'll all be up and running once again, because I just couldn't get in with my password. It wasn't accepting the password. Now this is what annoys me. When big companies, you're under big companies yes or no guidance, your computer can go down for no reason whatsoever, and their fault. And I was looking at the prices from Apple if you want to support, and it is scandalous. People say, oh, it's worth it if you can get it all. It's not. It shouldn't go down. Okay, many years I've had a good run, and I was getting prompted to put a password in, you know, if you're out the door, and if when it closes down a bit, and then you restart it up with the password, and it worked once or twice, and then suddenly I couldn't put my password in. Now there's a possibility it has been scammed, I'm not too sure, and I need Apple to be secure about it, and hopefully I've got someone coming in to help me, and will have in the future. But we want to put a lot together in grassroots football. Big changes after Christmas. I'm loving this tea, Earl Grey. Yeah, big changes, and fingers crossed that things, my plans, I can't speak about them yet, but I'm excited if this happens, I really am. And we're going to go hell for leather, and I'm also in talks about doing a football academy from Don't Cross the Line. So there you go, and you'll be amazed with that one. It'll be done right, we worked right, and we'll be running that from outside the office here. Everything will go well, kids will be looked after, and honestly we really will. Good contacts, I must admit. So yeah, we'll put all that into perspective. There's a lot that I want to try and do, and obviously don't forget about the petition, change.org, and we're trying to keep funding in your pocket, money in your pocket, because you're paying off far too much. And I'm surprised that I'm still behind and trying to reach 500 signatures on this one. And I know it's probably my fault because I'm not pushing it. I'm getting all my leaflets out. I've got bags of leaflets out there in the car, and I need everyone to vote and get their name, get on there, and basically just change, make a difference, and put money back in your pocket. If you haven't signed the petition, please sign it. Go on to DXTL on change.org and then make a difference. Put money back in your pocket, or your son's or daughter's pocket, who are paying out an absolute fortune for grassroots football. You would think it was a professional game at the moment, the way the money is pouring in. And clubs have got to help, clubs have got to put some prices down, and when we come back after Christmas, we'll give you big breakdowns that you'll understand where I'm coming from. Right, okay, we've got a couple more minutes left, and then we'll end the show. But whenever you're out and about, please respect. We've done this for the 12th of April now. It's been a bit of a push this year, because if you look at April's fixtures, there's all kinds going on, the intrigue, the Grand National, FA Cup, and it coincides with that, because you need, and teams and leagues have cancelled fixtures because of certain sporting events. So we had to work around a date of the 12th of April. Now we may know that could possibly also clash with Liverpool and Hillsborough Memorial. That's what we want to try and make everything positive in grassroots football. We need grassroots football on to make the difference and promote respect, keeping our referees within the game. Now we can support them, and if when you're out and about, what we emphasise, please be friendly, be good to each other, nice to each other. Christmas is coming as well, and you mightn't get a present if you're not nice to anyone. We all know that. If you go on the naughty list, well, we don't want any of our supporters on the naughty list, do we, mums and dads? No, we don't. So when you're out and about, please make sure that you encourage not just the children on the field of play, but also the referees on the field of play as well. Without a referee, there is no game. No ref, no game. And we patented that, by the way, would you believe? So have a little look. Yes, we own no ref, no game. So get in touch with myself, Mal at don'txtheline.com for any more information. Okay, thank you so much for this weekend for tuning in. And if you're the SoundCloud listener, then we're moving away to Spotify. And we apologise for anyone who can't listen at the moment, because we have been banging the drum to get things organised. But it's a blip, and hopefully it'll be sorted well before Christmas, and we can get on and bring in more people that have got in mind. Honestly, looking forward to what DXTL is going to bring to the table in 2025. Watch this space. We'll be back again on Friday with hopefully young commentators, because it's getting towards Christmas, and yes, another Christmas break for the kids, because they need to go out and do Christmas shopping. In the meantime, put your feet up, relax. From myself, Mal Lane, all the team here at the Grassroots Show, Don't Cross the Line, Respect Programme and Heart of Gold Initiatives, we wish you a very, very brilliant evening, and come on Fulham and come on Tottenham. That's what I want. I'll see you later. Put your feet up and relax. See you on Friday. God bless.